Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Labor Day. If you're rewatching this on Labor Day and deciding to spend some time with us, it is the Lord of Toxicity, and we are going to be talking about Buffy Season 3, episode The Wish, kind of a what if episode for Buffy, alternate universe type shenanigans. I'm going to bring in the first and only of my guests right now, and here we go. Northern English Bastard, how are you, sir? Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, I think this is more of a American thing anyway, but still, it's
Uh,
got
do
to
they
be
not have
happy
Labor? They don't
here.
have Labor Day in England.
Yeah, not to my knowledge anyway. It's mostly a United States kind of thing. But yeah, it's so good to be here. We watched The Wish a couple of weeks ago. We watched Amends yesterday as well because I thought we were going to be doing this as well. But still, The Wish is still a good episode. I think it's very hard to forget anything about this episode because it really does take a lot of really does go in different good directions, but I'll get to my views on that later. Is Chris not here then?
I think he is here. Let me see if I can pull him up. I think he just popped in just a moment ago. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy, how are you? Happy Labor Day.
Yeah. I say he's got pee.
Oh, he's got to pee. Okay, he's
Yeah,
an
he'll be
old
back
man. He
soon.
has to pee a lot. So please forgive that. But yeah, so the Wish. Give me Go ahead and prattle on a little bit. Give me some thoughts on the Wish. You know, what's your thoughts here? Kind of, there was a comic book, and they made it into a really horrible Disney version called What If, where you take like the timeline and like one thing happens that changes the timeline, and things get all askewed and kind of tend towards chaos. So that was always kind of a favorite of mine. Like they'd be like a really popular Avengers, Punisher, X-Men type storyline, and all of a sudden the something happens and then a bunch of people wind up dead, which is kind of what happens in this episode. So what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it was very smart to have a lot of the most of the characters die because that way they wouldn't really have to delve into that other world again. But it still brought back later on the vampire willow. And watching the Passion of the Ned, I've got to disagree that this doesn't really affect the whole thing because it does affect Anya, and it does sort of lead her into sort of becoming a main character in the next season.
Yeah. Well, so you're referencing Passion of the Nerd, which is the other guy that does these kind of deep dives into Buffy, kind of the inspiration for this channel, if I'm being honest. He does a really, really good job. Unfortunately, he's become like the George R. R. Martin of YouTube. His videos take effing forever. I wonder if he's had as many problems as I have with Disney because of Buffy. I imagine he probably has, but his stuff's really insightful, and I usually do link him in the description, so I'll probably do so again. So you're saying watching his rewatch of this, you don't agree with his assessment of the episode?
Well, not maybe just that little point of view, but apart from that, it is a very good meta episode, and I do once again I do like it when the cast go outside of their characters and a good alternate timeline, and it goes to show just how important Buffy really is to Sunnydale. You know, despite Cordelia's troubles, you know, despite Cordelia sort of blaming Buffy for it all, but really it was just Xander and Willow being idiots. That's it.
Yeah, no, when I was younger, I kind of was like, this is a really odd take for her to just somehow make it about Buffy. I was like, this is so weird. Like Buffy literally had nothing to do with it. In fact, as we'll see in, when we review the episode, Buffy actually tries to make peace with her and, kind of still be her friend and Cordelia's just not having it. But as I've gotten older, I realized that's exactly what a woman would do. They would find a way to find a way to blame another chick
I
for their
just imagine
problems.
she's a man and take away all logic and accountability.
Exactly.
All right, Jack. No, I
There
wanted
you are,
to. I'm sorry. I wanted to jump in really quick. I always
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
these.
no,
I
go
know
ahead.
that, hello and happy Labor Day to those in England who don't celebrate it. I want to say that I always loved alternate timeline, Elseworlds, mirror universe type stuff, and that's kind of cool to see this happening. But also getting back to Cordelia still blaming Buffy, so emotional and angry that she's the core link as you see in the alternate universe. She's the core link to all of their friendships and hanging out and their history together. So that is probably why she's blaming Buffy. Like, not so much as she should blame her ex-boyfriend for cheating. It's like, no, it's because of her. Because if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't hang out. They wouldn't know each other. Like, it's kind of, if she had met Xander away from Buffy, she kind of blames Buffy because he never would have been with Willow or had, and dealt with her. So I think that's why she's incorrectly, but that's probably why she's lashing out at the other woman, blaming her for the whole catalyst of them getting together, her heart being broken, and her being angry.
Interesting theory. Not
I mean,
sure.
it's not correct. I mean, it's not correct that she would blame her. Basically, blame Xander. But no, she's just angry, emotional, and that's who she's going to blame.
Well, I definitely agree with the angry and emotional part. And she definitely does blame Buffy.
Yeah.
I think it's where, I mean, I guess you could also just put it down to the fact that, at the end of the day, all the episodes have to kind of be about Buffy, in some way, shape, or form. That they're about Buffy. It's not Cordelia the Vampire Slayer, it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, I mean, in that way, I guess you could make an argument that it was going to have to revolve around Buffy doing a George Bailey, It's a Wonderful Life, some kind of way. But, anyway. So if you haven't guessed already, this is an alternate timeline episode, but it does take a few minutes to get there. We open up with the episode basically showing kind of the ramifications of what had happened. So for the uninitiated, there was I think 4 or 5 episode arc of Willow and Xander playing kissy face with each other. It's really pedantic and most people didn't like the storyline. And I think you're not supposed to. I think I agree with Passion of the Nerd when he says, that's kind of the whole point. These things happen, and when they happen, they're icky and you don't like them. They're not something that you're like, oh, yay. I mean, you are if you're a piece of shit, I guess. But so they wind up getting caught during Lover's Walk when they were sequestered by Spike so that he could get a spell done to get Drew back. And then during the course of the shenanigans, unintended consequences were, of course, that Cordelia and Oz rescued them, and they rescue them right as they're playing kissy face. So this picks up, I would imagine, at least a few days, maybe even a week or two later in the aftermath. Buffy's hanging out with Willow and Xander, and of course, a liquid demon from the netherworld comes up and attacks, and Buffy makes short work of him. Xander gives a nice little, what do you guys think of Xander's logic here? Where he's just like, it's their fault for rescuing us. Like, if they hadn't rescued us, then none of this would have happened. So it's like, I don't think that's true, but okay. I do love Buffy's your logic does not resemble Earth logic. I was like, that's such a great line.
Well, they're kind of like teenagers, aren't they? I mean, because teenagers are irresponsible assholes. They don't like to take account for their stuff. They like to blame it on someone else whenever something bad happens to them. It's kind of pretty natural. Xander would say something like that.
Well, it's funny that Willow co-signs on it. It's just like, darn tootin', like, no, Willow, no. you guys, I like that Buffy calls him on it too. She's like, no, you guys played kissy face. This one's on y'all.
It kind of shows that she's wiser beyond her years as well, which I really like.
Yeah.
But also, the desperation of all the damage they've caused, and to try to like, no, it's not our fault. Yeah, it's someone else's fault.
Yeah,
the kids that must be wrong.
Yeah, that's how they rationalize things, isn't it? Because kids are fucking dumb.
without actually flat out saying, like, yeah, I'm the problem, but no, it's something someone else did this, and that's why this is happening.
On this rewatch, I find some stuff interesting. More stuff in the Elseworld universe, but just in the regular universe, like Cordelia's really upset, like to the point where she's burning him in effigy. It's just like and then he's calling like 50 times or whatever. So
that's such a girl high school thing to do. Burn
is it?
Photos, cut ups. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe women as they get older will also burn photos and wedding albums and shirts. So no, I'm wrong. Women do that. Women burn everything.
Did the wife overhear that and then correct you?
I got a stern look. No.
Okay. No. Okay. Fair enough. So she comes into school wearing shit straight out of Melrose Place. Like this is the least Cordelia has looked like a high schooler. Like, there's no way they would not think she was a teacher walking in like this. And we get introduced to Anya, which, you know, I had recognized her right away from Beverly Hills 90210, the college years. And she played Brandon's girlfriend. Didn't age a motherfucking day. And if I know you guys probably aren't Disney MCU fans, I know that I'm not. But if you've seen Wanda and Vision show, WandaVision, she the actress that plays Anya is on that as well. And dude, I'm starting to think she's a motherfucking vampire because she has not aged. Dude, she looks exactly the same as she did in like 1990 when she was on Beverly Hills 90210. So, and yes, I used to watch that show. So what? That was a teenager when that came on, and that's something that you watched when you were 13. So I don't eat a dick if you don't like it.
Myself included. I watched it.
Yeah, well, you had hot chicks on there as well, so you know,
facts.
it's understandable.
Fun fact: same high school as Buffy is Beverly Hills 90210. So the mean girls pull up on Cordy, and Cordy thinks it's all good, but they're still Harmony being the little bitch that she is, and then they pick on poor Jonathan. And you know, you feel bad for Jonathan here, but knowing what he does later on, you kind of like, I don't know. It kind of just like, but at the same time, in this moment in time, he does look rather pathetic because it's almost like he's just happy that they're paying any attention to him, because he just kind of gives a little coy smile to Cordelia and just is like, hey. Later we see the lack of accountability continuing with Willow as she's trying to press the issue with Oz, and Oz is way more reasonable than I don't think any of us would have been. He doesn't throw barbs, he doesn't go crazy, he doesn't talk a bunch of shit, and he's just like, listen, I just need some space. You just need to leave me alone for a little bit, and you keep pushing this, and that's your problem, not mine. What do you guys think of this?
He has a really good line.
Right.
I know one of the review guys that I caught, something like, I'm sorry that you talking to me to make yourself feel better is inconvenient. Something to that effect. I'm definitely mashing up his line.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But it's a line like, yeah, just listen, I need space. Yeah, you want to talk to me so you can feel better, but no, you don't get that.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he handles it like a motherfucking, like a champ here. So I appreciate that. I also appreciate Cordy's pettiness here, where she does a little trick where I didn't really get it very well on a still. It's kind of hard to, but where she makes Xander believe that she's kissing this dude by asking him if there's something in my teeth.
He kind of ends up using her as well, this jock guy, for his own petty reasons. But yeah, they're basically just being dumb teenagers as well. You know, there's just they're kind of like making enemies out of each other when they should be trying to talk this through.
You know, I noticed
the fact that Cordelia thinks she's going to get back in with the mean girls. She's one of them. She knows how they operate, and it's like, why is she surprised that once again they're treating her like crap? Like, once again they're mocking her, but you know, she still wants to.
It does seem like she would. Yeah, it does kind of seem like she would know better, doesn't it? This stuff at the Bronze. So one, Anya is just not having it with the mean girls and just prefers, probably because her and Cordy are both old enough to be their parents. So that's probably why they're getting along so well. Then also, I noticed this that I didn't notice before. I'm so glad we do these rewatches because I catch so much that I've not caught before. So, you know, they're doing the whole, hey, we're having fun. You know, I can buy myself flowers, you know, doing that whole bullshit. And it seems to be working. Look at the slide on the right with Anya and Cordy. Anya's kind of just like looking like she's doing it for a project, like she's undercover, like Johnny Utah, which we know that she is actually, because she's actually the demon on Yonka, and she's there to try to compel or at least facilitate Cordy's wish of revenge and take revenge on it, because that's her thing. That's what she does. And so if you look at that slide on the right, which she's just like, how much of this bullshit do I got to do before this bitch makes a wish? It does something. Now the one on the left does make it look like she's having a slightly better time, but I mean, again, Cordy's looking right at her, so then maybe that's the thing, or that's just part of the act. But I did notice that. I think that's played very well. Then, of course, you know, Xander and why are they sitting on this little ass fucking futon together? This does not look comfortable. Like the fucking three of them, That would just be me sitting on. I would not let you two fucking homos sit on that fucking couch with me. That's crazy as fuck.
And considering the shit that just went down, Xander should get his ass up and like at least on the armrest. Like, don't even be anywhere close to Willow or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, facts. And you know, so we're seeing some of the residuals, you know, obviously Cordy's trying, but keep in mind she had a fucking rebar go through her. I like the fact that happened. Well, I don't like the fact that it happened to her in real life. I don't mean that. I like, because that happened to her in real life, I believe her movements and the way that she acts and stuff. I believe that, like, her performance with it. You know, you're not going to get a fucking rebar through you and then like a couple weeks, a month later, you're totally fine. Like that's not possible. I like that, you know, they all kind of kid themselves here that we're going to have a fun time. Everything's going to be great. You know, smile through the tears. And yeah, this pisses me off a little with the whole Buffy sees her injured. She sees her kind of not doing good and decides to go out and try to make and Cordy just kind of like, you know, fucks her off. You know, she's not having it. And I don't like it. I don't like that. I never like it when anyone's mean to Buffy, but I mean, this was so like petty and bullshit with her being, you know, shit to her, because Buffy is really trying to be like, Anya's trying to be her friend and she's fine with it. But when Buffy tries to be her friend, she can't, because she's still friends with Xander. But anyway, a vampire, of course, jumps into it and Cordy gets knocked into some trash. And then that's when she has the big revelation that Buffy is the problem, which I'm trying to see it, but I just don't. I just don't see her making that mental gymnastic leap. But
well, you also got that one extra insult. Once she's landing in the trash, stands up, the mean girls go by in the alley.
Yeah, no, yeah, facts. That's definitely.
I mean, it's just kind of like the final straw, like again and again and again. And here in her moment, she's knocked in the trash. There's Buffy. Here come the mean girls, covered in trash. So again, that's where that laser focus comes in. Like, this is the final straw. It's her. She's the problem.
So Anya's doing her thing, and she finally gets Cordy to do the. Now, I've always kind of wondered, maybe you guys can help me out with this. I've always kind of wondered when Cordy makes the mental leap, because, you know, Anya's really pushing it to like, let's do the vengeance on Xander, right? When Cordy makes the mental leap and tells her, no, it's Buffy's the problem. We should. Does the demon? Did they get like a little like psychic twinkle and prelim of kind of knowing what the results, like, this wish is going to cause way more chaos than anything she could have wished against Xander? Is that the thing that like she kind of knew that, or what? Because she seems almost happy.
Nice surprise. I think it might have been a nice little surprise. It's like, oh, that's better. That's much better than what I thought of.
Right, because the way when Cordy says it, Anya has this little like takeaway. She's like, really? Like, almost like, in your proposal, intriguing. And I wonder, like, does she get like a little glimpse of what that's gonna be like if she makes that kind of wish? Or
I want to throw out, you know, the genie in the lamp from all the incarnation, whatever, all the variations of that, and then the movie series, like 2 or 3, the Wishmaster, where he would, like, in his mind, play out in his mind how this wish is going to end up screwing these people over. And with Genie granting wishes thousands and thousands of years, knowing bring someone back from the dead, knowing, so quite possibly she maybe had an idea in mind of what possible outcomes could happen. Because again, she's a demon that's been around for forever. But when she made the alteration of having it just be about, you know, Buffy never around, that, oh, great, even better. So she might, like, just like Wishmaster or the genie in the lamp, might have had an idea of what she was going to do or what the possibilities could be for this victim.
That is actually a much better theory than what I could have come up with. So, yeah, I dig it. I think that's a thing. I think it would
the
be
Leprechaun, you know, in all those cartoons and movies, the Leprechaun, you want his gold, and he knows it's going to play out badly. You know,
yeah.
Well, I'm talking about evil leprechauns.
Right. Like, she may not be able to see the entirety of what the results would be, but it's like, you know,
has an idea. I've done this before.
Right.
And this is probably how it's going to play out. Oh, even better, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, she's probably happy that it affects everybody in this alternate world.
Yeah. like, handing a handgun to a toddler.
Oh, yeah,
You don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to make the 6 o'clock news.
yeah.
So yeah, cool. Good comparison. That's really a dark, disturbing comparison you just made there, Critter. That's crazy. I like it. It's toxic. So yeah, I hear you. So she gets the wish and instantly sees that everything has changed. Cordy, having been in a part of the Scooby Gang and been in Sunnydale long enough, knows something's happened. She did something, and at first she's kind of tickled by it, and goes in. And I love the little details in the school, like everybody's dressed drab. Although that's never really addressed. No one ever says don't dress flashy because it attracts vampires. I don't think that's ever addressed again. I've never heard it before or since then, but maybe in this reality.
Yeah, I totally missed that until it was pointed out in two different recap guys. Like, yeah, everyone's toned down. I totally missed it while watching.
Well, they also look at like all their lockers have like crosses on them. People are all walking around with crucifixes. There's like look in the background. Look, everybody's got like either garlic or crosses on their locker. Everybody's got one on them. So like the thing that I always bitch at everybody about, like, why aren't you at least walking around with a crucifix or something?
Why doesn't everybody just move?
Well, yeah, there's that too. I guess the housing prices are just so good. The market,
or is the whole world affected by this alteration? Like whatever time you go, there's vampires there too.
I think it's localized.
Yeah, but then move. Everyone should move.
Yeah, facts. I do like two things in a row. I like I love Cordy is just so whip smart that she's just like, oh, the bronze isn't cool in this reality. Okay, I'll have to make those little changes. Yeah, I had a hand injury, so what's up? Xander, Willow, good, bad, what? And then like, yeah, they're dead. And she's like, oh, bummer. And she goes out, and of course her car's gone. I love this shot of the creepy parking lot, like with impending darkness is coming. And of course she runs into Xander and Willow, of all the people she's going to run into, where the Master's two main acolytes. Some people bitch. They're like, how come Spike's not there? Drusilla, probably because as it's been established before, like he doesn't really care for them. He doesn't really like Darla was the only one he really liked. It's possible that Willow and Xander took Darla out so they could be the number one. In fact, that's probably the most likely thing. So they go after Cordy, and Giles shows up with his crew. Fantastic utilizing main, like, side ancillary characters and main characters together. So he's got Oz with him, of course, but he's also got Nancy and motherfucking Larry is on his team. That is so dope that they thought to do that. Like, of all the I would have been really annoyed if Jonathan had been on the team. I would have been like, oh, come on, man, you could do better than that. But it makes sense that he would have the outsider like Oz, of course, and then he would also have an outsider like Larry, who is, even though he's a football jock, and then he would of course have Nancy. You guys remember Nancy, right?
Educate me.
Yeah,
she's the invisible girl from season 1.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Yeah. So anyway, but that's his Slayer crew, kinda. They hold them off. Now, why didn't they just shoot them with the crossbow, which is weird? I love the Master's always great. Anytime Mark Metcalf pops in and does his master shtick, either in any of the universes, Buffy or Angel, it's always top tier. Like he's really good.
Surprisingly utilized a lot more better here, because I kind of felt he got wasted in the first series, but here he actually.
I'll agree with that.
That's more intimidating.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. But yeah, no, I like the whole. I tried to eat, and she keeps looking at me. You eat her.
That's so creepy. That's just so creepy as well.
And then it gets slipped that Cordy was asking about the Slayer, about Buffy, and he's like, hey, you better go like fix this shit like right away. I ain't playing. And to their credit, I mean, they're good lackeys because they show up, sequester Giles in the I guess the unbeatable locker, where there's gonna be more of that in a second, and lock him in there while they accost Cordy and fucking kill her. And not only kill her, kill the shit out of her, drinking her blood on both sides. So I have to mention this. I know I've been a real beehole about the stupid cage thing. It's so inconsistent. It can hold superpowered Xander when he was a hyena. It holds Oz, but it can't hold Giles. Giles can get out of it just by swinging an axe at it, and he doesn't seem to do any real damage to the lock. He just hits it.
Superpowers when he was young and angry, it came back.
Ah, okay. I mean, one line of dialogue that it's like it's just a regular cage, a regular weapons cage, unless a like they put a spell on it. And
that would anti-werewolf, anti-lizard, or anti-demon would add extra strength to it. Would make sense.
So this was pretty shocking. I remember watching this with the wife at the time, and she was like, "They killed Cordelia." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, how the fuck are they gonna get out of this? This is like a very good little twist that does kind of make you wonder if this is the good guys are going to win. Yeah. And I liked what Passion of the Nerd mentioned as well about Xander holding Willow's head while they kiss on her, while they bite her on both sides. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I would have liked to have had more Xander Willow. I mean, I know we do get a little bit more Willow in Doppelgangland, but I would have liked to have had more. And she's great; she is really great. But the duo, the dynamic duo there, I really like that. I think they missed an opportunity with that. Xander Willow thing could have done more, but hey, I'll take what I can get. Apparently, when they broke the perimeter, which again, more good tactics in this world, everyone seems to fucking get it. Maybe it's because the Slayers around everyone's a little sloppy and laissez-faire and lackadaisical because they have a Slayer around. But like all the stuff I usually bitch about in episodes, like why don't you have fucking guards out? Why isn't everybody walking around with stakes? Why isn't everyone got a crucifix? Yada yada yada. Like they seem to adhere to that.
How come nobody shut this window?
Right. Why is this window open? So apparently Nancy got killed, so now she'll be invisible for real forever. And I love Giles just like, do take this body to the incinerator for me. I've got to make a phone call. It's like, Jesus. It's like this is pretty common occurrence, I'm guessing. So he calls Buffy's watcher in Cleveland, which we are to understand there is another Hellmouth. That's never really been explored either. There's other Hellmouths. I mean, it is in the comics, but it's widely whispered that there are like 7 gateways to hell in our reality, one of them being like 40 miles away from me, literally right now. And in this reality, like there's other Hellmouths, and Buffy just happened to go to, in this reality, Cleveland instead of the Sunnydale one. So does that mean that in that reality, the regular reality, that the Cleveland one is all fucked up because Buffy's not there? Is that?
Like, I don't know. Really,
unless there's just another, like there's other Slayers. Maybe they have a Slayer over there.
No, there's only one. Well, I mean, there's 2, but I mean, and that begs an even bigger question. Why send 2 Slayers to the Sunnydale one if there's another one? Like, why not? When they do have 2 Slayers, why don't they send the other one to Cleveland?
It always bothered me. I mean, why do they always focus on one Slayer and where, with one Hellmouth when there's vampires all over the place? There should be a bigger network of Slayers just out around
a training camp to churn out like 30 or 40 Slayers.
Well, they do have that. If you get a chance, that book that I mentioned, Spike and Drew, Pretty Maids All in a Row, taking place during World War II. They do have a training camp for the Slayers, and their Spike and Drew try to wipe out the Slayer line by attacking the council and stuff. So pretty good read if you get a chance and want to watch it. But Xander and Willow, while a bunch of exposition going on, they get to report back to the master and let him know, hey, we took care of the thing, and as a reward, they both get to go torture Angel in some kind of weird S&M fucking bullshit. She wants to ride him while fucking Xander throws lit matches on him. So that's okay, interesting. We got Oz and crew preparing for battle, and Buffy is also preparing for battle. She shows up. I like the little showing that like she's lived a rougher life. She got a little scar over her lip. I think that's kind of cool, and I like the fact that she's basically just Faith. You know what I mean? Like she's Faith kind of without a sense of humor, in this. So pretty interesting. And
she's more stoic. She's more traumatized. bruised, beaten, everything. Oh, well,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, she's definitely been pounded out a bunch of times for sure in this reality.
Phrasing.
She goes to meet Angel, and Angel admits to stalking her when she was a child. She doesn't take too kindly to that, but she sees some value in him, so lets him follow her to the Blood Factory. So, fun fact, in Chaos Bleeds, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer game, this is one of the like final levels. You get to play as Xander and try to rescue people from the Blood Factory. And if the machines get activated and you can't stop them, you lose the level and you have to start over again. So pretty cool. I like that. And so the overall thing is the same, basically the same plot of, I think, Blade Trinity. They're gonna like just use humans and just milk them like cows in machines and stuff like that. So basically Blade Trinity. And then Buffy decides, I think this is a fucking awesome shot of her, just like all the vampires are cheering, no one's paying attention. She's got a fucking crossbow and points it at the master. So since
where was she hiding that?
Up her butt, obviously. Duh. We've already established that she's been pounded out in this universe. But here we go. Little cool fight. I love the fact that the master used Xander as a fucking human shield. Well, not human shield, a vampire shield, I guess. And he takes it in the thing. I love that everybody who loves everybody else gets killed here. Like Angel, boom! Oh, Buffy. And I love that she didn't even give a fuck. She just like walks right through him. Just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I love that Giles is fighting with Anya here. I think it's funny that later on in the series, it's never referenced again because Anya can remember that, but no one else does. Like when she's working for Giles and things like that, like later on, it's never referenced. Like she's like, I choked you out in alternate universe.
That would have been a nice little joke as well, and he'll be like, "Oh, moving on then."
Hey, maybe
well,
not.
yeah.
But I think it's a cool. Boom! I love that backwards hand, and I love Xander. I love the slow-mo Zack Snyder shit. Zack Snyder was like watching this and just wanking his junk to this like as hard as he could. He's like, oh yeah, this is perfect. I'm gonna make every movie like this. Buffy or Xander kills Angel. Buffy kills Xander. Larry and Oz kill Willow. And this is important. Remember this because this is gonna be important later. This scene right here, Oz gets away. Larry's got part of her, he gets another one, and then boom, right onto the broken fence. Poof. Good.
Oh, they
good
penetrated
dusting.
that good. She got penetrated by two guys.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. This is some Labor Day hijinks. Critter, what's your thoughts on this?
Again, I'm glad that it's better looking stunts, and it's not super bright, but it's well lit. You actually see. I always didn't.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, the Dark Knight. It's literally dark, and who's getting hit, and a lot of quick cuts. This is full out. You see the field of battle, and you can watch all these interactions clearly. So
yeah, what you guys' thoughts on this Zack Snyder type take on this? Does it work better going in the slow-mo? I feel like it does, just because it's building up.
Yeah, it feels more dramatic, doesn't it? It feels more dramatic,
Yeah, but
like
also,
shit's really happening in this world.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
It's like shit's really happening in this world now, and it's like it's now or never. At least in this little alternative world, because they do get you invested in it, even though it's going to be very short-lived and everything kind of goes back to normal in the rest of the series.
Yeah, no, facts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to jump in. We forgot to mention that Giles got knocked out earlier in the episode with an armored car door.
Yes, good catch. See,
that
is why you are my continuity, Giles.
And I believe it's knockout number 14. Is it 14 we're at?
You tell me.
I think it's 14. I'm going to say 14. I have to double check later.
But does it count though? Because it kind of gets. It kind of all gets reversed after. Does it count?
The character is knocked out, whether it's in our reality or not. So I'm going to say.
Okay, so it counts then.
All right, so that's our Giles knockout counter. Good.
Yeah,
catch,
just checking in case someone starts bitching in the comments about it. I do the
Nerds.
pitching for you.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
technically.
yeah. Well, actually,
Well,
I
actually,
I need to get a clip of that of the fat comic book guy going, well, actually, the reason why is, yeah. But yeah.
Here is a photo of Roger Moore signed by Sean Connery. Actually, I think it's the other. I think it's Sean Connery signed by Roger Moore. I think that's what it was in the cartoon.
Teach you some
manners. Shut up, baby Dick.
Oh, anyway. So back to this. So yeah, I love that they're like laser focused, zeroing in on each other. She's just pushing vampires out of the way. He's pushing people and vampires out of the way. She's just like all the while Giles is like holding on for dear life and trying to deal with Anya. Boom, we get the whole Snyderific cuts here. And she asks him an important question, like, why are you being such a trusting fool? How do you know the next world will be better than this one? And Giles gives the philosophic answer, like it just has to be. He's just trusting in a better world other than the one that you are in.
I love the fact that Giles is really still kind of altruistic, but he's desperately altruistic as well. He's in the wildest shit, but at the same time, he's still clinging on to that little bit of hope. He's still the same Giles. He's just a little bit more tired and wearier, but still not lost that sense of that moral compass.
Yeah. I also love the fact that the prophecy is true even in this alternate universe. Because remember, the prophecy is that Buffy will face the Master and she will die. But luckily for her, Giles manages to reverse the spell by smashing up the power center. And we get what we get here, which is, basically everything just turns back to normal and nothing has any real consequence at all.
That's just lazy writing.
I'll give it credit though. This is actually better written than most, alternate universe, multiverse crap that's out there.
So, before I go to the promo for next week, final thoughts on the episode.
I wanted to overcomplicate an answer, in terms of like what makes you think the other alternate world will be better. It has to be. I think in my opinion, one of the better alternate timeline things, Star Trek Voyager, The Year from Hell. I think it's 2 episodes. And basically, Janeway crashes her ship into this time vessel. And so clearly she's dying, but it resets everything. They go back a year and everyone's all happy, go lucky. And there's an alteration in the guy who created this giant time vessel, just trying to get his wife and daughter back. And what happens is now that it's been reset, he makes a slight decision not to pursue a certain thing and spend time with his wife and daughter, and therefore doesn't end up going forward. So that whole like erasing and altering, like, yes, it has to be something better. And in this particular example, clearly by just a slight change, not only is the crew of the Voyager spared of A Year from Hell, where certain characters being killed and they're on their last wits, and the ship is practically held together with baling twine and gum. But this guy who ends up becoming a villain doesn't, because he puts his research aside for a weekend to spend time with his family and doesn't go down the other path. So I think that whole like desperation of Giles, like there's got to be those time, like look at the Back to the Future, all these different timelines, all these different things that shoot out from different lines, linear. There has to be good and there has to be bad. So yeah, in his mind somewhere it's got to be better.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, makes sense to me for sure. Absolutely.
And I always love the alternate timeline, mirror universe, Elseworlds. Some of them are good. Some of them are good and some of them are crappy. But I've always enjoyed that stuff. Like, here's your look at Buffy being more like a Faith character.
Hey, you haven't returned any. You are gay.
Anyway, come on, Carl. Kills people.
I'm sorry. Okay, well,
best episode ever. All right.
Thank you for your Star Trek critique. I do appreciate it. Okay, Northern, please.
Yeah, it's very creative. It takes the alternate timeline thing and does kind of turn it on its head by killing the actual person that caused this to happen halfway through. And it does give the actors another chance to sort of go outside the characters again, which is always probably a relief to them, but also gives us something fun to do. And yeah, it does go really dark as well, and still makes you invested, even though you know it's just going to go back to normal and there's the real shit going on.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was the best episode.
I'm not inclined to disagree with either one of you, although I you know, I don't know, you know, I'm kind of cross-eyed right now from all the Star Trek talk, but that's cool. You know, hey, whatever you can get from it. Passion of the Nerd is also a big Star Trek fan, so you know, make of that what you will. Maybe those two things go hand in hand. I really like this episode. I would have liked to have explored more of this world. I'd like to have instances where they go look at this alternate, you know, master world or whatever you want to call it, you know, dark world, and see a little bit more of this and see how it like plays out. But I mean, you know, like I said, I'll take what I can get. I'm very happy to have
Like
what I have.
like maybe a two-parter, like not return to this world because clearly it ended, but like maybe a turn.
But it did well, no, but it's still ongoing. Like it's just an alternate reality. It's still happening. Like right now, it's still happening. It's running concurrent.
So go back to it and maybe have I can't think of the character, the Jamaican Slayer still up and around.
Kendra, yeah,
Faith.
maybe Kendra.
Yeah, I thought this world kind of just
something.
Oh, I kind of thought this world just disappeared after Giles smashed the stone. It's kind of it's kind of like in that Justice League episode where they meet, where Gotham's turned into this big fucking tyrannical, you know, dystopia, and Batman's leading this revolutionary army. And it's like, listen, yeah. If we change the time back to normal, you won't exist. And Batman's like, if the world is better there, I don't want to.
Yeah. That's a theory.
A bullshit.
If I can say this without a toxic getting all crazy, getting back to that Batman, there's the crisis, the alternate timeline. They've done it in both the cartoon and an animated film, and obviously in the books. Owlman is like evil Batman, and in their animated,
no way.
I think it's Crisis.
Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No.
You end up
not this time. It's totally
where Owlman wants to destroy all reality.
It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented.
Shut up, Riker. Yes, but like Owlman wants to set up.
I got that clip just for you too.
Just destroys all realities.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of the opinion that is like the string theory, like that universe is still ongoing. Like it's still like going in that universe. Kendra gets called. She has to come in. Like I would love to have seen. I want more of that, like that dark universe. Because you know the regular Buffy, I love it. But I mean, obviously, you guys know, everybody who watches my channel knows I like Angel better. Angel's the better, darker show. LA, you know, is just a darker version. You know, and they've got, you know, the Dark Knight. You know, Angel is as opposed to Buffy, where everything is sort of saccharine and, you know, it's bright colors. I mean, yeah, there's dark shit that happens, but it's and I get it. I get the juxtaposition is supposed to be because it looks like such a pretty. This is Sunnydale, you know, and you know, yay.
Yeah, it's also the Sunnydale. There's fields and trees, and it's suburbia. While Angel, which I've seen a few episodes, it's steel and glass. It's a city, so it's
not
Like,
facts.
you don't have like a walk on the there's a beach. It's not like a walk through a park. It's most of that alleyways and basements and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I definitely prefer that. So next week I will be on time. We'll probably knock out 2 episodes, but for sure one that we are definitely going to do is Amends. Not one of my favorite episodes originally, but in years past I have come to really like it. I especially love Passion of the Nerd's take on that. I don't think we're going to achieve that level of greatness with that discussion, but I really want you guys to take a look at that, because Amends is, you know, even though it's really cheesy, it's also sort of It's a Wonderful Life type episode, you know, like what would happen if I wasn't really around type thing with Angel. I do really like it. I like it more now than I ever did before. And I found a cool promo. So we'll keep up with watch the promo of the next week's episode in the current episode. So we don't go. So here it is.
He's like next up on Buffy.
This season with 1-800-COLLECT, you don't have to be alone for the holidays.
And now every completed 1-800-COLLECT call enters you in the Buffy Christmas sweepstakes. Watch a Buffy Christmas Tuesday, December 15th on the WB, and you could win a chance to be on Buffy.
Sorry I'm late.
You should have called.
Keep in touch with 1-800-COLLECT. The more calls you make, the more chances to win.
Your Christmas wish just may come true.
Isn't that cool? 1-800-COLLECT could have gotten you a walk-on role on Buffy, man. That is great. What a sign of the times, man.
Wow.
What
Remember your line. Remember your line. I'll have cheese with that.
Payphone? What is this payphone you speak of?
What is this? I do
Remember
not
your line.
understand.
What is this
Double
strange
cheese.
device?
I cannot mess this line up. Double cheese. That's all I have to do. You're gonna nail it, man. You're gonna nail it.
I'm gonna throw the gauntlet out there. I'm gonna challenge my two co-hosts. Let's see if we can find out who won that contest and what episode they appeared in. Let's get on the interweb machine and find out who was the 1-800-COLLECT winner recipient. But anyway,
would that be a speak? Do you think it was a speaking or just like here's your croissant, Buffy, or is it like someone that holds a door open for a character and doesn't speak?
Well, let's find out. Let's see if we can find out. So yeah, a great episode. We kept it under an hour, which is what I strive for every week. We can. Boy, work has just been kicking my tuchus out. I think this is like the only stream I've done this week altogether. So it was to the point where I was pushing the StreamYard limits, but now it's just like I'm just barely getting on here that much. But thank you guys again. Happy Labor Day to everybody. If that applies to you, or if it doesn't, happy Monday, and try to make the best out of your Monday. And when we come back, hopefully we'll have an answer for you who won the contest, and we will talk about amends. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We will probably be skipping gingerbread. We might just like run a couple clips from it, but pretty much that may be the only Matt episode in the entirety. I mean, it has some qualities, but I don't know. I'm going to discuss it with my co-hosts and see what they have to say about it. But we'll figure it out. So anything else on this, guys, before we play us out?
No, I think I've said all I had to say.
I tried to say more, but I got cut off.
Yeah, well, you and your Star Trek tangents have to be reined in a little bit there, Puppet Master. So
previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You are the Slayer. Into each generation, a Slayer is born.
Why don't we start with, hi, I'm Buffy.
Xander.
Cordelia. Willow, right?
Mr. Giles.
Angel.